Right, welcome to Addington Village Cricket Club near Westmoreling in Kent. We're going to do a tour of the sports facilities here. One of the big projects we've tackled in recent years, following on from the ECB Green Agenda, the Go Green campaign. We applied for a grant from that. At that time we were fairly heavily involved in planning for facility development, extension to the pavilion, and we tacked that project on as the money became available from ECB, and we decided to go for rainwater harvesting, collection of the rainwater. We're fairly lucky down at Addington in that we've got a sizable pavilion, a village hall next door, which produces quite a lot of opportunity for rainwater collection. This was all happening about the time of the 2006 drought. This was the year after England had beaten the Australians at the Ashes. Cricket was absolutely heaving. We'd spent the autumn and winter coaching all these young cricketers. Came to 2006, the threat of a drought, hosepipe ban, and a very poor experience that these young cricketers emerging through the system were going to have on dry pitches, breaking up pitches. So we appealed against the potential hosepipe ban at a DEFRA inspectors meeting, met various people from the local water companies, networked, talked to them about what was possible, and the concept of rainwater harvesting came up from those conversations. And one of the local water companies, Mid-Kent Water, provided us with a consultant who did a free feasibility study, came down, site visit, looked at the potential, produced a feasibility report, which then became the basis for a grant application accepted by ECB, gave us the money. We tied up with a Kent company called Marley Plumbing and Drainage, who were into sustainable drainage systems and design of rainwater collection and harvesting. So they came along, did all the design for the system, provided engineering and commissioning expertise. We installed the system ourselves, commissioned it in the autumn of 2010, and we have the ability to collect over a year around about 100,000 litres of water, and we've got a capacity underground of about 25,000 litres of water. Now that, our experience is that has just about seen us through the long dry spell just pre-season, March, April, and of the autumn one, that after we'd done all our autumn renovations and scarified and seeded, that saw us through that period. So all the very, very good germination recently compared to some of the other clubs who were desperate for water. That's the system has seen us through those two drought periods. It's a bit early days at the moment, but we think that we've probably saved between £200 and £300 in the first 6 months of the operation. That doesn't justify the cost of rainwater harvesting, but it's made a significant difference to the cost base of this club. Okay, how the system works. We've got guttering around the building. The water runs from the guttering into the downpipes. All these downpipes then connect into our underground storage facility, and that applies to both the sports pavilion, the neighbouring village hall, and our groundsman's storage shed. So we've got three quite large roof spaces to take advantage of. So we've collected the rainwater from the guttering, from the downpipes. That then comes down to a coarse filter which collects all the leaves. That's cleaned out every couple of months or so, particularly at the moment where all the leaves are off the trees. We don't have too many overhanging trees for the guttering in the two buildings, but that just protects the debris from going into the tank. After the coarse filter, the water flows into a cyclone filter to take out the small particles, and then it drops into the tank. This Marley system is designed such that the tank It's almost like a stack of large beer crates. We've got baffles, so the water and any particulates will coagulate down those baffles and finish them in the bottom of the tank and not in our irrigation nozzles. So the water, because it's stored underground, in the absence of light, there is no issue for foul water or Legionella or anything like that. We're now in our groundsman storage shed. The controls for the system come into here. So rather than us having to deploy hose pipes to irrigate, we now come in and press a button. It's very easy. Got a controller which is either manual or automatic. We can set the time for each sprinkler. We can set the how long it's on for. And what we haven't done so far is put it on automatic. We haven't dared take the risk yet of running it at 3 o'clock in the morning. But that's one of the commissioning tasks we've got. The system is actually protected. If in case it rains during the night when you've got the system set, there is actually a rain gauge which prevents the system coming on if we do get real rain on the pitch, so you can't overwater. Okay, part of the follow-up for this project is that we're quite reasonably involved with the Cranfield University study on water management that ECB commissioned, run by Dr. Ian James. Ian's been down doing a couple of presentations down here, and obviously he's also looked at our system. Hopefully the Ian's project report will be coming out over the winter, and we've been feeding information into that. One of the issues for me is that we don't know how optimum the system is, the volume of water that we need to put on a clay-based cricket square. It's fairly well known in the golf circles, and we've got a golf club right next door to us. But one of the things I'm trying to find out is how much water do we need to put on a cricket just to keep the turf healthy. At the moment we've got the sprinklers set at 2 to 4 minutes, and that seems to be enough. It seems to work out here, looking at the greenness and the success we've had on the autumn germination of the seed, but it's still, to me, a little bit of an unknown of what is the optimum amount. Okay, one of the big benefits to us, not just me but the other people involved in the club, is that prior to this we were spending hours and hours and hours deploying hoses, bringing them back in the evening so they didn't get stolen. Now it's a matter of coming down, going into the shed, switching on the system, pressing a button, and 12 minutes later you've irrigated your whole square. One day, when we're brave enough, we might even try it on automatic, so I can stay in bed overnight and just trust that the irrigation system works, but that's for another day.